I'm going to make a pot of white beans today. That's what I call them. People call them Great Northern, but I call them white beans. That's what my mom always called them growing up. First thing you want to do is you're going to wash your beans and you're going to look through them to make sure there's no bad ones or that there is no rocks in them. Okay, already seeing one bag in there. Get it out. You want to do this no matter what. If you're going to cook dried beans, always wash them good. Go through them. If anything looks questionable, pull it out. And if you definitely see a rock, pull that out of there. It's a bad one. Okay, these weren't too bad today. Okay, my light's bright right here. These weren't too bad today. Sometimes I have found rocks, sometimes quite a few, sometimes no rocks. Today I didn't find any rocks, so that's a good thing. Okay, I'm going to be getting these put in the pan. I've got ham to cut up, and I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, I've got my beans all washed in the pan. I got a flat ham. We had this in the freezer, and it's called a carving ham. Now, Sam's has these, and this whole big ham, I don't know if you can see it all or not. Let's see. There it is. I think was like $13. They've got some really good deals on them right now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut up, not the whole ham, but I am going to cut up quite a bit. And I'm going to put that in with my beans. Now the ham is going to season the beans. And it will become really tender by the time these cook. And it doesn't matter if there's fat on the ham, that just helps flavor it more. I don't put salt in my beans because the ham is salty enough. Now I would put pepper in it, but I don't use a lot of spices. And I will have sliced white onions. I'm going to make cornbread to go with this. And this is going to be supper. And the family loves it. I've already started cutting up the ham into some chunks. Just going to drop them in there. Now I'm not going to make y'all watch me cut up his ham. That's too much. You don't need to have to sit there and watch all that. So I'm going to go ahead and get this cut up. When I get it all in there, I'm going to fill it with water. I'm going to put it on the stove. And once it comes to a rolling boil, then I'm going to put it down on about number 3 on the stove, cover it, and let it cook. This is how my mom cooked her beans. This is how my mama cooked hers. And this is how I've cooked mine. Now, if you want to fix them in a slow cooker, feel free to do so. I just prefer doing it the old-fashioned way. I'm home. You know, it can take a couple hours or so to cook them, but they're on the stove, they're simmering. Just keep checking them once in a while to make sure you don't need to add a little bit more water because that water will cook down. So, I will see y'all later. Okay, I've got the beans in the pot and the ham, and I've got it on high right now to bring it to a boil. And then, like I said, once it comes to that rolling boil, I'm going to put it down on about 3 temperature on my stove. I've got a gas stove, and then I'm going to cover it with the lid, and then I'm going to cook it slow. I'm going to check it about every 40 minutes, stir it around, and see if it needs any more water. But they're gonna have a good supper tonight. Okay, it's to a rolling boil. So now I'm going to turn it down to 3. I'm going to cover it, and I'm just going to let these slow cook. Okay, I've got the beans done and the cornbread. I've got praise and worship practice at church tonight, and I have to leave before my sweet Eric gets home, so I'm going to show y'all what I've got here. I'm going to taste test tonight. That's good. I cooked the beans for an hour and 55 minutes when they were totally done. Now, if you want to, you can soak your beans. Some people soak them overnight. Some people soak them for a few hours. It just shortens the cooking time. But I don't mind cooking them like my mom and my mama used to do on the stove and not soak them. So, hope y'all have a blessed day. Remember, it's going to be okay. And we love y'all.